What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Celtic Clydesdale show. I'm Jim, and I am the Celtic Clydesdale. Today's episode, we're going to be doing a review of the On Running Cloudflow running shoes. Now, little story. If you remember one of my previous videos, I did a review of the On Running Cloud Stratus running shoes, and I wasn't particularly nice to them. I wouldn't say I was mean, but I put it like it was. The shoes have $170 price tag, and they were falling apart with about 150, 160 miles on them. When I compared that to the gel Contend 5 running shoes, which are a $45 pair of running shoes, you just couldn't see the damage that was happening to the On Cloud Stratus that I was having. So I made a video about it. I told it like it was, and I made my opinion known. A couple of days later, I saw something from On Running in my Facebook feed talking about how great their shoes were, and I made a comment with a picture of my shoes, and I told them, I was like, no, your shoes aren't that great if they're falling apart with less than 150, 160 miles on them. And then I also included a link to my video. Fast forward a little bit, On Running told me that they'd honor their warranty on the shoes, even though I had won the shoes in a drawing, and they did. They gave me a code to use on the onrunning.com website to purchase the pair of shoes up to $200. So, I did the research, figured out, for my running style and what I wanted in a shoe, what should I get? And I decided on Cloudflow. So I placed the order and I got the shoes. So, disclaimer, technically speaking, On Running did in fact give me these shoes. However, like I said, it was as part of a warranty honoring thing for the Cloud Stratus. So On Running has no idea I'm making this video. They have no influence on the opinions that I'm about to share about the Cloudflows, and they won't even see this, and unless they're checking my YouTube channel after this is uploaded. So that's that. Let's get into it and learn about the On Running Cloudflow. All right, let's talk about the On Running Cloudflow. First off, where to get it? Well, you can find it in Zappos.com. You can find it at Running Warehouse, and obviously you can get it on the On Running website directly. I'm pretty sure you could also find it at Amazon and probably any running shoe store is going to have it. Now this is the Cloudflow, complete with the lace on the outside. This is Cloudflow. It's a halfway decent shoe. Cost for this about $140, and you're pretty much going to see that same price pretty much everywhere. So wherever you get it, it's going to be about $140, and this is just one of the color choices that you get. I think there's probably 5 or 6 color choices for this, or maybe there's only like 4 for men's and 4 for the women's or something like that. But yeah, those are the places to get it. That's about what it'll cost, and this is what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get into the fit and feel of it. All right, fit and feel of the shoe. Now, first and foremost, I will say that this shoe, I don't really want to use the word significantly, but there is quite the difference in weight between this shoe and the On Running Cloud Stratus. And to show that, I'll go ahead and I'll put the weights of each shoes up here so you can see that, and that'll make a good comparison. These are, I think, quite a bit lighter. Now, out of the box, when I tried these on, unlike with the Cloud Stratus, when I first tried on the Cloud Stratus out of the box, right across the flex point of the forefoot, I felt like there's a bar there or something. It just like felt like something running across my foot, and that actually stayed there for probably the first 10-15 miles wearing the shoe. It was relatively uncomfortable. I didn't like it, but like I said, it went away. With these, I didn't have that, and although these are less cushioned overall, the footbed of this particular pair of shoes, honestly, I thought was a little bit nicer than the footbed of the Cloud Stratus. So, yeah, that's about the feel, the fit for these. Just like the Cloud Stratus, the upper is fairly snug. It's designed a little bit different, so it doesn't fit quite the same, obviously, but I do kind of like the fit of the upper on this model a little bit better than on the Cloud Stratus. It does you can get it decently snug without over tightening the laces, and the laces that come, you know, with this model are a little bit better than the laces that come pre-laced in the other model, the Cloud Stratus. Now the Cloud Stratus did come with a second set of laces that are about the same as the set that comes pre-laced in this one, and this model did not come with another set of laces. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but I like the laces that came with this one, and the lacing for these is pretty good. So now I will say the Cloudflow doesn't have the little part that comes down to pull the toe box slightly more snug, but I don't think these need it. So the toe box for these are the standard version. I don't have the wide foot, and they're not narrow, but there's plenty of room for my toes to splay out when I'm wearing my Injinji running socks, and you know, it's rather comfortable. So yeah, as far as the fit and feel and the ride of these shoes, I think overall I'd give them a thumbs up, because like I said, they're a little less cushiony than the Cloud Stratus, which takes a little bit of getting used to, but overall the footbed is a little bit nicer, and I think that the upper fits a little bit nicer. So all in all, I'd give them a thumbs up for the fit and feel. So even though I've only got about 30 miles on these, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the durability that I've noticed so far. All right, the durability of the shoe. Like I said, I've only got about 30 miles on them, and it was a decent 30 miles done in about, I think it's actually closer to 28 miles, because I did a 14 miler and a couple of 8 milers. And so far, I mean, with that little mileage, I think they're doing okay. I will point out one thing, and I don't know if you can see it in the video, but right here, there's already some pretty decent wear from the fact that I supinate a pretty decent amount, and I'm also a 4-foot striker. So most of my running is on this part of the shoe, and you can already see, this is on the right shoe, how it's fairly worn after only 30 miles, 28 miles. So, and then there's that section here. So I don't think, based on that these are going to get too terribly much mileage, but I also don't think they're really designed to do so. But other than that, so far the durability, I think everything is standing up, and I don't know, I have to keep running in them and probably revisit them down the road. So let's go ahead and discuss the things I like about these shoes. All right, the things I like about the On Running Cloudflow shoes. I like the fact that they're a little bit lighter than the Cloud Stratus. Kind of stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit by going with a less cushioned, lighter shoe. I was wanting to try something that's a little bit more responsive on the run. and more, you know, oriented towards a quicker tempoed run as opposed to, um, I don't want to say a slow run, but you know, a lower tempo, longer run. And I think I've hit the mark with these shoes. As far as, I mean, they're pretty light shoe. The cushioning is decent, but again, not quite at the level of the Cloud Stratus. And although I haven't run in a pair in quite a while, they're a lot less cushioned than something like the like Asics Gel Cumulus or even the Gel Nimbus. Um, so now these are not a stability shoe; they're still a neutral shoe. Um, so I don't know. I find the ride quality is decent enough. The weight and the level of cushioning I think is just right. And honestly, I like them so far. Just the ride of them with the lighter cushioning, and they're a little bit more responsive, and I think it feels good overall, especially when I'm doing my speed work runs. They're very nice. So, um, yeah, those are the things I like about the shoes. The ride quality is decent. The responsiveness is decent. The cushioning is just enough that you don't get tired out from the impact, but it's low enough that you got a nice feel for the road and you could get a pretty quick tempo on your run. And they're pretty well fitted to, you know, speed work. And those are the things I like about the shoes. So let's go ahead and discuss the things that I don't like about these shoes. Okay, dislikes. Um, so far, I haven't really developed a lot of dislikes. I don't want to put my opinion of the cushioning level really on the shoe so much. I mean, I could, but I think it's a little unfair. The cushioning level for this shoe could compare to, you know, similar models of Asics or Brooks or whatever. The problem, I don't want to pass judgment on the cushioning because what I have to compare to are nicely cushioned shoes that are, or I should say, more heavily cushioned shoes that are designed for just that, being cushioned shoes. These are not so much designed to be cushioned. They're designed for, like I said earlier, quicker quicker paced runs at a little bit higher tempo and good for speed work. So as far as having something to dislike about them so far, I haven't really found a whole much other than the fact that I've noticed already 30 miles on them, particularly on the right shoe, getting some wear on the outsole that honestly I think at 30 miles it's really too short a distance to have the type of wear that I'm having, even though my foot strike is the way it is. It's just I don't I don't know. It's a quality thing that I don't like, but we'll see how it plays out as I get more and more mileage on them. Other than that, really not a whole lot to dislike about the shoe so far, but it's an early look. Later on, I'll do another video with, you know, a lot more mileage and do a more in-depth review on them. But until then, I don't have a whole lot to dislike. So let's go ahead and discuss my final thoughts. Final thoughts on these shoes. Um, Cushioning. If you are used to running in a thickly cushioned shoe, something like the Asics Gel Cumulus or the Gel Nimbus, or like the Brooks Ghost series, unless you want to throttle back on your level of cushioning, this is not the shoe. This shoe is well suited for quicker runs. So far, I'm not convinced that this is a good shoe for longer distances. Like, I wore it on my 14-mile run, and I didn't hate wearing the shoe. It did all right, but for that distance, I certainly could have had something better on my foot. I don't think that this shoe would be the shoe to wear for a large athlete for something like at the marathon distance or beyond the marathon distance. I think this shoe is going to be the type of shoe that you'll want to wear if you're doing some of your shorter runs. And actually, I think it'll be very well suited for runs at those levels. I'm just not convinced that it's good for a heavier person at the the higher distance racing levels. So yeah, those are my final thoughts on the shoe. Overall, pretty comfortable shoe. The upper fits nice and snug. The toe box is nice and roomy. And cushioning for its level is pretty decent. The footbed is nice, but on the flip side, I'm already getting some wear pattern that at the mileage that I have on them is kind of not up to snuff. But so far, they're not a horrible shoe, but I'm not quite ready to recommend them yet. Those are my final thoughts on the shoe. So let's go ahead and close this thing out. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing closed out. If you've liked what I've told you so far about these On Running Cloudflow shoes, do me a favor, give me the thumbs up. If you didn't like what you've seen, I suppose you can give me the thumbs down. You got to take the good with the bad, so okay. Now, if you're new to the channel or you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and go ahead and ring the bell so that you can be notified when I release new videos every Wednesday. That being said, I'd like to point out that I've actually extended my challenge for donations to the FC Cancer Foundation. I still got the link down in the show notes, and if I can hit my $500 by Veterans Day, which is November 11th, then I will dye the thickest part of my beard here to match the Irish flag. I'm also adding on that if I can get over my goal by $50 or more, then I will do my entire beard. Now, I can tell you, my wife is actually looking forward to dyeing my beard, so you'd be doing her a favor as well as doing a good thing for a good organization. So whatever you can give, if you wish to give, it'll be highly, greatly appreciated. Go ahead and hit the link down below and do that. And, if you do donate, I want to thank you in advance. But if you just can't, I understand. Times are tough, and I get that. Also, in the show notes below, I've got my cash tag still there. If you'd like to help the channel out financially, hit me up with the cash tag. I'd use that money to either buy, filming or audio equipment, or to get new items to review for the channel. On that note, if you've got any ideas for things that I should review or topics for the channel, feel free to hit me up down in the comments. I actually love interacting with the viewers, so any comment that you leave, regardless of what it is, I'm going to respond, and I look forward to doing so. And if you donate any money or you offer up any suggestions for topics that I go with, then I'll give you, credit where credit's due, and I'll mention you in whatever video is done thereafter. So, yeah, as the saying goes, like, subscribe, get notified, donate if you can, help out if you can, make suggestions, interact. By all means, interact. I love interacting. And come back next week to see what the next episode is about. Until then, keep on keeping on.